How you doing? I'm Darren with Kickin Barbecue. If this is your first time to the channel, then welcome. If you've been here before, then welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking ribs. We have Father's Day coming up, we have the 4th of July coming up, and one of my favorite things to cook during holidays is a delicious rack of ribs. And sometimes I just like to cook them on a weekday, and the way I'm cooking these is going to be a little bit hotter and faster, so you can actually go ahead and cook these on a weekday. We're going to keep them super simple. I just want a delicious rack of backyard eater ribs. We're not doing anything competition, nothing fancy. This is just going to be a simple and easy rack of ribs. Now the rub I'm going to be using today is Tailgater's Barbecue Party Rub. If you don't have any Tailgater's Barbecue Party Rub, first off, link down below, go and get yourself some because it's absolutely delicious. And second, you can make up a rub at home just consisting of some kosher salt, some heavier mesh black pepper, and some garlic powder. And that'll work just as good. And then we're also going to be using a little bit of extra black pepper because I love black pepper. So this is going to be super simple, super delicious. I'm anticipating about 3.5 hours on this cook. So let's bring you in and show you exactly how we're going to prep up these ribs. Okay guys, you can see here we have a fantastic looking rack of ribs. We've got some really nice marbling in there. We got some good fat on there. And I went ahead and trimmed these down from a rack of spare ribs. If you don't know how to do that, check out my competition rib video. I give you a complete rundown of that. And then I also went ahead and removed the membrane on this. I didn't take a lot of this fat off because it's going to render down during the cooking process. So let's just go ahead and get this rack of ribs seasoned up. Alright, so like I said, we're going to keep this super simple. The only rub we're going to be using is this Tailgater's Barbecue Party Rub. And we're just going to go ahead and hit the bottom here. And this rub is super savory. It's really good on ribs. It's almost like pork chop on a bone with these things. And because it's our only rub, we're going to go ahead and just kind of hit it hard on the backside here. Just go ahead and press that in. If you want to, you can go ahead and let these sweat out, but don't have time for that today. So we're just going to go ahead and press it in and make sure it's sticking. If you want to use a binder, feel free, but I don't really think it's necessary. So we'll get that flipped over. Then we're going to go ahead and season up this side. Like I said, this is our only rub, so we're going to go a little bit heavier with it. And that's looking good like that. And we'll just be sure to go ahead and get our edges here. We are going to be cooking on this cooking rack here. Alright, and I don't know if you can see that, but there is a lot of black pepper in there, and it's a little bit coarser ground, and it's absolutely delicious. But I want to go ahead and just add a little bit more because, like I said, I really like black pepper. So I got some 16 mesh black pepper here, and I'm just going to go ahead and just sprinkle it on. I don't want to add too much, just enough for a little texture and a little bit of barkiness to it, because these are going to be absolutely delicious. These are my favorite way to cook ribs here. Just go ahead and press that down. Okay guys, and now we have our rack of ribs all seasoned up, ready to go. We're going to be firing up the Pit Boss Pro Series 1600. You can go ahead and cook these on any cooker, just be running at about 300 degrees. And all we're going to do is just throw these on this cooking rack here, just for easy transport, easy rotation. And we're going to let them go for an hour. We'll come back and check them after an hour, see if they need some spritz. I'm anticipating wrapping these after 2 hours, but we'll see how they go. So I'll meet you guys outside at the cooker. Okay guys, you can see we have the ribs on the smoker here. We're running at 300 degrees. We have some hickory pellets in there. We're going to get a nice hickory flavor on these ribs. And we're just going to let these go for 1 hour. And then we'll come back out and check on them and see if they need a spritz. If they do, we're just going to hit them with a little water. We're just going to let these things cook up. So we'll see you guys in 1 hour. Okay guys, we are 1 hour into the cook. You can see the ribs are looking absolutely fantastic. We're starting to get some nice pullback here. We're just going to go ahead and spritz these a little bit just to keep them moist. This is just water on there, just a little spritz. We're going to let these go for another hour. We'll come out and check on them. It should be about time to wrap, so we'll see you guys in 1 hour. Okay guys, it's been another hour. You can see we have some great color on our ribs. Our rub is set up. It's not coming off when we touch it. We can scratch at it. Everything looks really good. So I'm going to get these inside and show you how we're going to wrap them. So I'll meet you in the house. Okay guys, you can see we have the rack of ribs here. It's looking absolutely awesome. A lot of moisture on here. They smell wonderful. And the wrapping process on this is going to be super simple. I'm not putting anything in this wrap. I just want this pork fat to render down and just cook in its own juices. And this is exactly what I look for in a good eater rib. So we're just going to get these wrapped up. I like to go over the top, then tuck in my sides here. Make sure it's nice and tight. And we're gonna get these back on the smoker until they're tender. And just so you guys are wondering, I did go ahead and temp these. I took the temperature reading in the center of the rack. They were at 176 degrees. Doesn't really matter, but I just wanted to know where they were kind of at. I'm guessing they're gonna be tender around that 203 to 208 range, but we're just gonna check them. We're gonna get them back on for an hour, and then we're gonna check them, so I'll meet you guys back outside. Okay guys, we're gonna go ahead and get these ribs back on the cooker here. We have the bone side facing the fire pot, so we get some nice pullback. We're gonna set a timer for an hour, and then we'll come out and check tenderness and see how they're looking. So we'll see you in 1 hour. Okay guys, it has been 3 hours on the nose, and we are going to check our ribs now. See that we have some nice pullback. We got some blowout on these bones, so I'm gonna say they're gonna be tender and done. Look at that, we're sitting at about 208, 206. About 206 right there, 208 and 209 bouncing back and forth in the center of the bones. So I'm going to say that these are going to be done. You can see we have some nice rendered fat in there. So all we're going to do is flip these over to see how they look. They're looking absolutely fantastic there. It's a nice rack of ribs. We got some great pullback. So I'm going to get these wrapped up, and then I'm going to get them inside, and we're going to let them rest for about 20-30 minutes, and then I'll bring you back. We'll slice into them, we'll do a taste test and see how we did. So we will see you guys in about 20 or 30 minutes. All right guys, so it's been 30 minutes. Our ribs have rested. I can't wait any longer. I got to open these up and slice into them, so I'm going to bring you in so you can see what they look like. And let's go ahead and slice into them, and then we're going to eat them because I'm hungry. So let's check these out. All right guys, go ahead and get these opened up. We're gonna make a little bit of a mess here, but that's perfectly okay. Look at that. Juicy. We got that rendered pork fat in there, just dripping off. That looks absolutely fantastic. Let's flip these over, see how we did. These smell absolutely awesome. Let's go ahead and start slicing them. These are slicing absolutely wonderful. They feel tender. I know they're juicy. Just go ahead and take that one off. See how we did here in the center. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice and juicy, just dripping. Got a smoke ring on there. That's fantastic. Nice peppery bark on there. Absolutely awesome. So there's only one thing left to do. Let's go ahead and give these a taste test. All right guys, these look absolutely delicious. I can't wait to try them anymore. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Nice and juicy, great smoke ring, that bark on there, that black pepper, that party rub I know is going to be delicious. And like I said, this is my favorite backyard rib, so let's go ahead and give it a shot. Guys, this is so good. This is literally like a pork chop on a bone. I highly recommend giving this a try. You really get to taste that pork goodness in these ribs. It's not masked by sauce and sweetness. This is just a great at-home eater rib. And like I said, 3-hour cook. We ran at 300 the whole time. We wrapped once our bark was set and we had good color, and we cooked them to tenderness. Then we went ahead and let them rest. And I mean, that's a solid bite. So good. There's a reason that this is my favorite backyard rib. I highly recommend giving this a try. Go down and order yourself some Tailgater's barbecue party rub. It's absolutely delicious on anything. And if you're ever in Weatherford, Texas, be sure to go see my buddy Dan Woods, the creator of party rub, Tailgater's barbecue. Go ahead and check them out. You will not regret it. This is some great eater ribs. And like I said, these are my absolute favorite. I'm going in for another bite. Guys, this is so good. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, stay safe, and we will see you next time.